Okay, we are live, I think. I hope so. At least I think I am. Yeah, there I am. Took a little bit to load on my phone here. Usually have it on me so I can look at the chat. Hi, ROM Master. Welcome. We still got a couple of minutes here, so I'm just gonna let some people pour in here. Looks like we've currently got 3 people in here, I think. How's my mic doing? Okay. Not too loud, not too soft. I was kind of worried about that. This headset I've been using it's kind of got a mind of its own. I actually think I might move to the side. It was peaking not that long ago. Okay, we'll try that, I think. Yeah, it should be okay. I'll move it if need be. By the looks of it, my latency is about what, 10 seconds off or something like that? Which is technically better than it has been. I think my first stream it was a good latency of half a minute. That was not very good. Not very convenient for what I was doing. So. Hey, what's up? Hey, Cartoonz, welcome. Glad you can make it. I'm doing pretty alright. Thursdays are usually my days off from work. So, it's been a very relaxing, peaceful morning and afternoon for me. Hence why I usually try to stream on Thursdays. I get kind of lucky on Thursdays. Yeah, I thought I recognized that name from somewhere. Yeah, you were on Art Fight. Yeah, great to see you again. It just occurred to me, a day or two ago, that Art Fight is literally is 4 months away. Which has me pretty giddy, not gonna lie. I love Art Fight, man. Such a great time. Okay, it is now 1 o'clock, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get started without any further ado. So, let's do that. Hello guys, welcome, glad you all could make it. I love you so much! Thank you. Glad you can make it. Eiko, welcome to the stream. Glad you all could be here, all 5 of you. I'm sure more people will trickle in later. But today's stream is gonna be a bit different than what I've done before. So I was kind of already teasing this with my last stream that not only did I want to start doing these monthly, but I also wanted to do different things during the streams. My last one I really just settled with drawing requests and Q&A just because I came back from a long trip and I needed I just didn't have time for anything. I was just trying to unwind as much as I could. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, but, now that I've had a chance to unwind, get back into a semi-normal routine here, I can try out different concepts for my streams here. So, when I put up my polls, I had a question and answer over on my Instagram. Got a lot of great answers there. And then I basically took the meat of all those questions, all the responses I got, and just try to categorize them into like 4 main categories for a YouTube poll. Hey Alam, glad you can make it. Welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. But anyways, when I got the questions together, the character designing process won by a landslide. It was over half of the votes. So I was like, yeah, I gotta do this first. Maintain relationship algorithm. You must unlist your live streams or YouTube won't love you anymore. Yeah, I don't know why that's the case. Because shouldn't the algorithm reward you for keeping the live streams up so people can actually watch more content? That's kind of my thought process, but, the overlords at YouTube have their own mindset, their own way of thinking that's really stupid, but whatever. Sup, just do it. Welcome. But anyways, I should probably not delay any further and get into the meat of this. So, the way I worded my poll, the way I worded my character designing process, was probably a bit misleading. Because if I'm being entirely honest, for a long time, I've really never had a set-in-stone, consistent process with my character designs. And I'm pretty sure I can go on about and show you some stuff later about it. But most of the time, it was just whatever I was doodling that day, and decided, okay, let's make this a character. That's how it started for like the first couple of years when I was starting to draw seriously and whatnot. It's okay, neither do I. Well, here's the thing, and this is what kind of motivated me to make a stream about this. Not just the overwhelming demand for it, at least by the poll. One of the biggest takeaways that I took from my time down in animation, y'all, which was already a month ago, which is just insane. One of the biggest takeaways was, if you're getting into this industry, if you're getting to the animation industry, you really need to know like what exactly it is you want to do. And that was something that Stefan Silver, the great Silver, was telling me a little bit about. I got a chance to talk with him and show him some of my stuff. He was telling me, if you're gathering stuff like this in a portfolio and you send it for like an application or something, it's like, how are the employers going to know like what you're applying for, So really make sure, especially at the beginning, know what you want to do. Don't just default to, oh, I want to work in animation. Actually have an idea of what you want to do. Like, do you want to be a character designer? Do you want to be a prop designer? A background artist? A concept artist? Background painter? Just any of those things. So I kind of took that as an initiative and decided, okay, I'm going to really hone on something this year. And I've ultimately decided on character design because I love it. I love everything that goes into it, and it is a real huge passion of mine. And it's something that personally I've always wanted to improve on, because I was kind of implying this before, but I think my art's been pretty stagnant for several years, and I really haven't made any initiatives to like really start like gearing up and upping my skill set when it comes to stuff like that, like character design. So this will be a great start for me. A good way to push myself and really get that out there. It's like, okay, I want to improve in character design. So that's what this whole stream is going to be kind of revolved about. Looks like Dexter's sister. Yeah, I drew all these faces in like a minute and a half. It was very quick. I just kind of doodled what came to mind just to fill the bottom of the page here. You can always look at children's art for free inspiration. Yeah, children's art is a pretty incredible world, I must say. Makes me wish I kept all of my really cruddy drawings from when I was like a toddler. What do you want to do in animation? Yes! Yeah, and that was kind of my problem, and I think that's why I really wasn't making any real progress for several years into pursuing my dream, was the fact that, like, I wanted to get in, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So now I'm really going to hone in on it this year. Choose something to focus on. Once I'm in, then I can branch out and do different stuff depending on like what I work on or what I decide to pursue after that. But at the beginning especially, just pick one. You can't I can't concentrate, just pick one. I'm gonna work as a storyboard artist so I can eventually work my way up to director. Very nice. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just starting off small, start off with like one thing, and you'll get experience in other different types of positions, It's just a matter of starting simple and working your way up. Don't force yourself to climb up the ladder right away. That was something Matthew Callahan was talking about in Animation Y'all too in one of his panels. So yeah, you hit it on the head there. Character design is difficult. It is very difficult. But it's also insanely fun. Wanted to go with Hanna-Barbera, but wanted to do original style as well. However, I don't. Yeah, I getcha. Especially if you want to be a character designer, the versatility is a very important thing, and that's something I want to improve on too. It's just being able to be a chameleon with different sorts of design approaches, philosophies, and styles and whatnot. The silhouette is probably the most important for recognizable. Yeah, the silhouette is it's a huge game changer for sure. Huge game changer. Okay, so anyway, a couple of things before we properly get started. Didn't have a lot of time to make any new additions and improvements to the stream, but I did make a couple. I figured out how to have a chat, overlay on my stream, which is kind of new and fancy. Luckily, that was simple to get going, but yeah, that's new. So, glad that all worked out. And I also fixed my soundboard.
I feel so Sigma.
It works now. What I ended up doing was just truncating my soundboard down to like a select few sounds and just map them all to the number keys, which are ones I probably won't be pressing down at any point during the stream unless it's like, I intend to do it, so, that will work. I promise there won't be any like sixth circle of hell moments. Hey Sherry Cat, welcome. Yeah, visual development, yeah. Yeah, that's really great. I think, like, if you can really hone on to, like, a specific area, specific field to start off with, I think that'll be very helpful, especially for, getting a job. So yeah, that's what I aim to do. Love the soundboard, thank you. You should have been here last time, Alum. I had a soundboard, it was a complete travesty. It was awful. You can check the stream out if you want, but yeah, it was terrible. Okay, so anyway. So the game plan I've got is to design at least one or two characters, or at least work on, several characters. I don't have to come to, like, final designs right away, but just mess with them. And then, for the last 30 minutes or so, I'm going to request all of you folks to spam, like, character design prompts for me. So, like, give me an idea for a character. So something like, I don't know, like a grumpy old businessman, or a really active, like, cheerleader, or some tall, lanky chef, or ideas like that. Just spam them rapidly at me, and I'll try to design as many characters as I can in a short time frame. It'll just be like a drill for me. So, stay tuned for that. You probably won't want to miss that. Beloved soundboard is back. And it works! It actually works! It's amazing! I'm just gonna hope that doesn't go out of hand. We'll see. Big bazingas. No big bazingas, sorry. A fat cowboy with addiction to coffee. Okay, well we're not going into that right now. That's gonna be for the last 30 minutes, but, if you want to prep up, just, like, write down a bunch of different ideas. on paper or in your head or whatever. And I'll try to do as many as I can. So, okay. So let's get to designing these characters, shall we? I think let's do that. Wrong stream! No, you're not gonna find big bazingas on a Beyond Cartoonz live stream. I am so sorry. Yeah, you've come to the wrong party. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is not necessarily design new characters, but take older characters of mine, you know, like I said, that I just kind of came up with rough doodles initially, but like work them from the ground up completely. Well, you have a great rest of your day, Sherry Cat. I'm glad you could stop by for just a little bit. We will have a ton of fun, I can assure you. Okay, so let's get going here. So our first subject for today is a character I've had kind of shoved in the corner for a long time. I've really messed with her. So this right here is a character I've named Violet. Just kind of couldn't think of a better name, really. She is just, on the outside, just some regular, kind of weird girl in some neighborhood. But for some reason, people in her neighborhood keep disappearing. Because Violet takes them into tea parties, but they never see the light of day again. That's kind of the whole premise of her character. Thank you, Cosmic. Are you keeping the VOD for the stream? Yeah. Yeah, the chat like the stream replay should be available after this is all well and done. So I've had a lot of problems with Violet's current design as is for a little while. Not just because I've had this character for a long time, many years, but not only have I kind of just like stuck with the same design for her that I have for like years without any thought of changing it. I just wasn't really getting the attitude and the mystery and the character out of her that I wanted. Like the color scheme? Thank you. I'm probably going to keep something similar to the color scheme because I like the purple. But basically what I want to do with Violet, in a nutshell, is really figure out how to make her design a bit more effective. Give her a more mysterious aura to her. And to make it not entirely obvious that, you know, something's up with her, or that she's sinister. I don't want that to be, like, an obvious thing. It's something that, like, you'd only really ever notice once you fall into her traps, you know? So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make a separate layer. We're gonna have Violet in here. So, before I want to start designing, I actually want to start writing down things that I want to nail about her character and her design. So let's do some brainstorming. And a little bit about, you know, her character. Teeth or the eyes, maybe? I think the biggest thing that's bothering me right now with Violet at the moment is the fact that she's very much dressed as if she was, like, stripped out of a horror movie. You know, it's like the two dressed sisters in the hallway kind of scene, you know. I don't want her to be, like, obviously sinister right off the gate. And I think the really odd, like, fancy dress and, like, the long hair really does help with that, you know. I kind of want to redesign her so it's less obvious that she's a psychopath. Like, and out the outside, she's just some strange girl that just creeps everybody out, but not somebody that you actively think, oh, this girl's messed up. Adam's family? Maybe. I can't do it. Emo. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to go with, actually, is something a little bit more on that line. It jumps you. Don't... You can't jump me. I'm like... I'm in the screen right now. Okay, that didn't really make much sense, but anyway. Okay, so... Hey, Cog Bro, how's it going? Keep up the great work. Thank you. Okay, so here's what I'm going to write down. I've got the text tool, which is going to be nice. So I want her to be kind of... She's a little uncomfortable, or like she makes people uncomfortable. But she's overall not threatening to human decency. She's just really weird. She likes... what should we have here? Not threatening. A bit disturbing. Do you think you can open the OP? Just use files so you can show your techniques. Slice of Stress, I actually did some of that in a stream not that long ago, celebrating the completion of that cartoon back in January. You can look into that if you'd like. Otherwise, I probably should just do a video showing the behind the scenes of that cartoon, huh? Go draw Talking Tom. This is not a request stream. Maybe another time. I think I want Violet's look to be like goth a little bit, but that's not like her entire personality. She's definitely not entirely goth. It's just how she dresses, more or less. It's actually, maybe it's a little bit more like punk, so maybe we'll aim for something like that. Hey Julian, how's it going? Welcome. Glad you could make it. We are currently doing some brainstorming on a new character design for one of my oldies here, Violet. Dressed as punk. Okay, so when you're brainstorming for a character, one thing that I've learned has been really helpful for my characters lately is to like take people that I know of personally, whether it's like family or friends, people from work especially. Taking inspiration for those people in your life can be a huge help in nailing down a character, because you could, you've experienced those kinds of people, so you can take your experiences with all those different sorts of personalities and put them into your characters. Some of you might already know that I work at our Walmart, which is like a mile or two away from where I'm at. So I've mined so much from a lot of my coworkers. And there's one on overnights. I won't give away any names, obviously, for privacy. But she's on overnights, and she just says the most, like, cryptic, like, disgusting things, just out of context, just to ignite some discussion over it. And for someone like Violet, somebody who's makes people uncomfortable but not in a threatening way, I think that'd be really perfect for her. So we'll say, says cryptic, disgusting things. So she's just a very odd person. Also want to have here not obviously evil looking. I'll have to figure out when I get an outfit down for her, like some sort of design for her, how I can sort of make her look a little bit more sinister once, like her plots are revealed or whatever. Hey Fluffy, we are not doing drawing requests today. We are designing characters, so I'm very sorry. I've met many clowns. Yeah. There's several clowns that I know of. One of my cartoons has a lot from my time working at part-time as Chick-fil-A. Part-time is performing animation classes. Where there you go. That's a great pool for something like that, and that's something I've learned from my job. Just a great resource. Just all the people that are around you. Such a great source of inspiration. Hey Sean, welcome. Love those characters of Joe Ground Beef and Megan McPherson. Well, I'm glad. I'm very happy about that. I'll probably talk about this a little bit in a future post, whether on YouTube or Instagram, but a lot of my older characters at the moment are kind of their current designs are on the line right now. Because I've been learning a lot about, like, you know, building my drawing fundamentals and looking at design principles, that there's definitely some changes and improvements that I want to make with a ton of them. So that will come when I have more time to actually work on their designs, but that'll come another time. I'll do it on my own time. A human will generate 25,000 pounds of poop. Not sure what relevance that has to the discussion, but okay. Cool. Okay, for Violet, let's say she's like...
Alright.
Oh dear. See, why did I tell you guys? It all went to hell. Okay. We'll write with, you know, there we go. Good contribution. Yeah, absolutely. So she's probably in their 20s. We'll make her a little lanky, young looking. Maybe we'll, like, aim to make her short. Her hair looks like jelly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's something you thought something Violet would say. Oh, that's absolutely something that Violet would say. I missed the joke. No, that's perfect, actually. She likes hip-hop? She probably likes noise rock. If I were to take a guess, Violet probably likes noise rock. Not sure if she'd be a hip-hop sort of gal. But this is good stuff to think about. This is good stuff you guys are throwing at me. Short. Yeah. So probably... yeah. Maybe we can implement that in her design a little bit. Hair looks like... so yeah. The fact that her hair looks like jelly... yeah, I don't care for that nearly as much. And I actually think I might shorten her hair a little bit. But we'll see how that goes. Okay. I think that's good enough. We'll just stick with that for now. Let's try to piece some things together. So, obviously said I wanted to make her look a little young. But now, I kind of want to decide, like, what we're going to do outfit-wise. Because I don't want the big, poofy, like, Victorian dress on her. That's not hip-hop, my bad. What are you talking about? Bohemian Rhapsody is the best hip-hop song of all time. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so I noticed a little bit of a problem with my chat overlay setup. And the fact that, like, because I had the chat transparent, it's kind of bleeding into all the layers I have up here, so some of the text is unreadable. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to condense this in the folders and see if that helps out. Alright, we'll see if it works or not. I'll just merge the layers there. Okay, so I kind of already have an idea for her outfit, which I might as well just draw really quick. Again, taking inspiration from people that I've seen at work, whether they're like coworkers or customers that I keep seeing all the time. So people can go back if they really need. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't think it's a big deal. But anyways, there was one couple that stuck in my mind for a little bit. So, it was two parents. They had their baby in a carousel. And the dad was pretty normal looking. Like, he's just some regular old 30s Northwestern guy. But the gal was crazy. So, let's see if I can, So, first of all, she had, like, really dark, smooth hair. And, like, she had the most mascara under her eyes I think I've ever seen. So, I'm just going to draw a quick torso here. Just to kind of get this down quick. Because I want to show what her outfit was like. Because I think it'd be a really great fit for someone like Violet. So, we'll settle with that. So, she had like a really bright pink t-shirt. Sleeves were about down here. Then she had these straps, which came around down like this. And she had buttons kind of down here. So it's like really, really bright pink, contrasting the really, really dark black, like, suspenders, and then the really, like, fluffy skirt that kind of shot outwards like this. And I'm actually going to go in and color this just to show what I mean. Okay, we'll do like... Yeah, that should work just fine. So something like this. So it was probably even brighter than this, if I'm being honest. Like, this was a guess because it has been a while, but I think it was even brighter pink than this. She was also very pale too, if I remember. She almost had like no blood in her stream. But yeah, very like dark, just pure black, literally. Just black. And then the skirt was like, fill that in. It's very much also the same color. So this is what it kind of looked like. You know what? I'm actually gonna up the saturation on this just to prove a point. Oh, that's as far as it's gonna go. Okay, it was probably like more like a shade of red or something. But yeah, it was like this. Merge those two. So very bright. Not necessarily like full on goth, but like there was something kind of edgy about it still. That was kind of like, it was a weird contrast from like the heavy dark look on her face to like this sort of like almost like a child's outfit sort of thing, but it still has like the same colors. Hey Wholesome Tunes, you have not missed a ton. We are currently, at least I'm currently, redesigning some of my characters right now on stream, and I've just been brainstorming on my first one here, Violet. We were just talking about, you know, outfit ideas, and I was just about to go on to Google Images and fetch up some references that I might be able to use as like launching points. So we're just gonna get started there. Obviously, I'm gonna keep this to myself. Just in case. Oh boy, I'm almost kind of scared. Okay, we'll just look up goth at first. Minus AI. Holy crap. So, we'll take a look at goth first. That's okay. That might be a bit too much. Because like again, I don't want her to be like obviously suspicious. It's got to be something that's more subtle. And I wonder if that's what I could. I wonder if I could look that up. Subtle goth, maybe. AI sure played things fast. They sure did. They sure did, and it's awful. Like I cannot escape the AI now. It's ridiculous. Every time I like prompt to Google a question, it'll just give me the AI summary right away, which is almost always wrong. I didn't even know Office Goth was a thing, but yeah, there you go. So maybe I'll like... I'm not really finding anything that I'm liking too much. Here's something we can look up. goth hairstyle. Maybe that's what I need to look up, because I gotta figure out what I want with her hair. Okay, well there is something kind of nice about that one right there. That's kind of a nice short cut. Do quite like that. Maybe we'll give her a necklace or two as well. So we'll keep that on hand. I'm just swiping random images off the internet, so I have no idea who's responsible for any of these. Just so you know, it's all for the reference. Have you seen Raw Time Tiffy? Might be the goth punk look you're looking for. Okay. Sure. Let's look that off. Raw Time Tiffy. Kind of. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's something kind of spunky about this that I kind of like with the hair. So maybe we'll just keep that. Let's maybe look up punk now. Like punk fashion or something. This is a little bit different, but again, if I can find something a little bit more subtle. I'm just taking a look here. Some of these are really they're really redundant. Okay. I mean, honestly, there's something kind of about, I don't know, this image that I kind of like. Because, squeezing the image. Because maybe we can give her something like an overcoat or something. Because it was just plain that. Then, I don't really know. Okay, what else could we look for? Maybe let's try, like, goth makeup or something. Okay, we're not looking for like the white face paint here. Well, when we get into the meat and potatoes, we'll try different things. Because I'm seeing, a lot of the same thing, but like minor variations that we can maybe play with. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, maybe some lips are justified or something, but I definitely think we need like the mascara under the eyes just a little bit. So we'll just put that down here too. I don't know if any of these images are AI, then I'm very sorry. That I do not know. Again, I'm just swiping stuff from the internet. Put that together. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So I think the next step now is to just start trying different things. And I'll just have that lowered. Excuse me. And let's get designing here. So, okay, let's actually wonder what's going on there. Oh, that's why the density's completely. Let's use the brush instead. I like using the brush. I've been using it a lot lately. So, some of you might know, I have been drawing a lot of human heads lately. I've been trying to figure out, okay, how does one human anatomy? So hopefully this will help me out a little bit with my variation. So let's just try something first. So I do want to make her look young, so maybe we'll go with like a tinier, little, petite little face. And we'll try like a big forehead or something. So we'll do something along that line. Give her a little neck. I think I'm just going to start with like... We'll try different things, you know? Put her shoulder up there. We could probably have her shoulders like this for now. So let's maybe get that hair figured out, the hair situation. So I really like this hair down here. We can get something down there. You're a head collector. Violet is probably a head collector, if I were to take a guess. I think that's a fair assumption to make. So we'll start sketching in the hair here. Draw Scrat from Ice Age. This is not a request stream. This is not a request stream. Sorry. We are currently designing characters. And that's what this whole stream's going to be about, so maybe another time, but thank you for the suggestion regardless. So I'm kind of exaggerating this a little bit, the hair. But I like how this looks. Like, it actually makes her look a little eccentric, a little odd looking, but it also doesn't send any red flags right away, which is kind of what I want. So I think we might end up going with this, but I'll try out several different things as well. Yeah, if we do something like this. Yeah, I like that. I like what we got going on with that hair. But maybe let's like figure out the situation with the face now. So like I said, we gotta get that mascara down. We'll have our eyes maybe like further apart here. Try that. Do I vaguely hear music in the background? It's very possible. Where I'm at, it gets very noisy at my place, so you're probably overhearing my dad on the phone. If I were to make a guess, but somebody might have been blasting music earlier, I don't know. But none of it's from me. The current headset that I have now does a lot better of a job filtering that sort of stuff out than, my computer mic does, but it's still not perfect. I think I'm just going to have to upgrade to something eventually. So, we'll try thin eyelashes for now. What should we do for a nose now? Should we make it a little petite? Maybe it shoots outward like that? Maybe something like that. Okay, let's get that mascara down her eyes, like kind of like that. Yeah. This is going to be very rough. None of this is going to be like, you're not going to see a lot of clean drawings today, this afternoon. I'll get my time of days right eventually. Okay. So, not really sure how I feel about them lips. That might be a bit excessive. In fact, I think the face is a little excessive at the moment. So, that's something we can kind of dial down on the more I draw her. But I think we should probably make her very lanky looking. Something along that line, maybe. Get her other arm in there, like so. We'll stick with this kind of thing right now. This outfit that I was just talking about, but if it doesn't work out, if I end up deciding, nah, we're going to try something different, I will try something different. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. No style, no taste. Well, fair point. I'm not really sure if Violet has a style. So, okay. I like the hair, so we're going to keep going with that, but I definitely want to work on this face a little bit more. So, let's do that. I'm just going to hide that in the corner for a little bit. Maybe we'll make the features on her face a little bit bigger, because they are quite small. So let's start with another circle here. We'll do a front view this time, so I can really focus on that. But I think I still kind of want to keep her face low. Just really give her a nice big forehead. And just like kind of a nice small little petite face. So we'll do the hair, we'll get that in. There's something really nice about the hair. It's kind of alternative and it's messy. It makes her look younger. It just makes her look very eccentric. So I definitely think this is the way to go. And I can hone into it later. But for now, we'll just settle with that. Something feels really nice about this hair. So like that. Color that in real quick. Get her neck in there. Like that. Alright, let's figure out her face here. I want to figure out like what to do with her. She almost looks a little bit too snooty in this left one. I want her to look a little bit more eccentric. So we're going to try that. So maybe like bigger eyes. We can maybe keep the thinner eyebrows for now. Get those pupils in there. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it was like... I think I made her eyes a little bit too glamorous here. They're a little bit more active here. I don't think we want the eye rings. Or actually, you know what? You know what? Maybe we do. This was the wrong look. This was just I wasn't getting the personality across very well. So we'll get the nose in there. We'll get that kind of in there like that. There we go. I'm going to erase some of this so I have more room to work in the face area. So I'm actually looking at the clock and I realized that it's already it's like 1:45 already. So I might spend a little bit of time on this and we might just kind of quickly go over the second character that I wanted to do. Because, you know, I want to really make time for those last 30 minutes when everybody kind of goes crazy with their character design prompts. So maybe we'll make her smile nice and wide. Would the lipstick still work, maybe? You know what? Yeah. I can imagine that working. So, we're going to stick with that. How would you describe her personality? Well, the whole point of Violet is the fact that she's just this really bizarre, like neighbor. This really bizarre person in this neighborhood. And her whole deal is, no, she's a bit crazy, but she's also psychopathic. As in, people keep disappearing in her neighborhood, and the reason is because of her taking all these people for whatever nefarious purposes she has. I still have to figure out, like, what reason. I gotta figure out the reason why for it, though. But this feels a little bit better. It's a little bit more active, a little bit younger looking. It's kind of what I want. And I think I can get that mascara in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Second take's a whole lot better. So, this is very good. I think the shoulders are still a bit wide. I really want her to be scrawny. I just want to nail that face first, though, before I, like, you know, start figuring out what I want with the body. But we can get to that pretty soon here, because I'm kind of liking this. We'll make her chest a little smaller. Something like that. Like that. Okay. Yeah, that's not terrible. A good direction with the face. She sends them to Detroit. Yes, that is her ultimate plan. Actually, what I have been thinking is that, you know, since she's kind of a very bizarre gal, she has like this really creepy, like, humongous dog pet or something. And I was thinking, oh, she needs to get some food for that animal. So I was thinking maybe her plot is that she's gathering up everybody in her neighborhood to feed all simultaneously to this monster that she owns and calls a pet. I actually have been thinking that might be what I go with. Okay, so face here is good. I like the face here. So, let's try it at a different angle. So, let's maybe try to get an overcoat on her. See how I like that. Maybe a different outfit. Because, I mean, this is fine, but now she almost looks a little bit too young. This is almost too girly, you know. Violet is definitely not your typical gal at all. So here's what we'll do. I think after this, we're gonna try different, like, body types with her and see how that goes. We'll get the eyes in there. I like them being more round like this. Definitely makes her a little bit more spunky looking. A little bit more odd looking. Let's maybe draw her with her eyes, like, kind of half closed this time. Maybe she's, like, giving you a kind of a weird look this time. Her cheek's not high enough. There we go. So I kind of liked the lips. Let's see if I can actually, like, make it work. You know, when she has her mouth closed or something. So let's see how I want to do this. I'm not like other girls. I drink bleach on a regular basis. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Hey Dylan, welcome. The bombastic side eye. You got it. That's exactly what we're doing right here. You know, we'll try the hat too. Like, we'll give her, like, a beanie or something and just see how that looks. Because maybe that'd make her look almost a little bit more, quote-unquote, normal, which might actually help out with what I'm trying to do with her character. But I do really like this hair. We're gonna keep it. I think it's a keeper. You know what? I came up with something kind of better. So we'll do the nose. But then we'll give her kind of, we'll just keep her face down. Maybe she's like ornery or something. I think as long as you keep the lips kind of like light, like they're not too heavy, I think it helps. So we're going to chop a bit of this hat off. Is she goth? I really don't know. The way I'm trying to write Violet is that she's kind of undescribable. Like, she's a complete anomaly. But I think she's definitely got some goth blood in her. She's definitely got a bit of that aesthetic to her. But it's not all goth. Or at least I'm not trying to make it all goth. So we'll try something like that, maybe. We'll make it a stocking cap. I mean, I kind of like it, but there's something kind of nice about just the hair, you know? But maybe she's like cold all the time or something. Like, it'll be like in the middle of summertime and she's still wearing like coats and stuff. Scarves, maybe. Like, maybe this isn't a leather jacket, it's just like a regular like coat jacket, and she's wearing this in the spring. That might be kind of a fun thing to mess around with. Just gonna do this in really quickly. There's something kind of nice about that. I don't object to this. Is she goth? Feels like some jewelry would add a lot. Ooh, jewelry! That's a great idea. I think that'd be a good step. Now, I'm not really sure. Yeah, because I was gonna give her like a necklace, wasn't I? Yeah, let's figure that out. Let's take this. I think it can even be something that's like just a simple choker. Or like two, maybe? Yeah, something like that feels right. Yeah, there we go. I'm glad you brought that up. I love goth because of the style. I'm not really a goth guy. Or a fashion guy in general. I just kind of, at least in my case, I dress because I need something to wear, not because I want to look pretty or, you know, special or anything. It's just, I wear what I wear because I need to wear something. Okay, so maybe we'll play with that idea a little bit. I do kind of like this idea. Well, I'll mess with it a little bit later, but I think we're getting something that feels pretty good. So let me see if I can nail down like a body type for her. If I can figure out like the shapes for her. You're so real for that. You know, at some point when you reach a certain age, you really just don't care about what you wear anymore. It really is just a matter of, okay, what can I wear in public without, you know, getting arrested? I'm not promoting all of you to go out to Walmart in your underpants. Please don't do that. Alright, Julian, I'll be here waiting. So, let's see. So we got the head. We got the little face here. We get the face lines in there. Like darker clothes. Darker clothes can be nice. I don't really like it when clothes can be like obnoxiously bright. my philosophy is that I just don't want to wear anything that, like, calls further attention upon myself, you know? Because I don't really care for that sort of thing. Like, I don't want people to stop me. Because it's like, whoa, you got a wicked crazy outfit right there. Or something. Okay, so we'll give her the hat. Just for now. There is something kind of nice about that hat. That kind of adds like a little bit of like an upwards momentum. So we might actually keep that. That might be just something she wears. Afterwards, as long as I'm wearing something, that's all good. Unless it's an event. Yeah, then you might want to dress up a little bit nicer. Looking fly, guy. Oh, yeah. So, we'll give her her neck. So, here's what I'm thinking. I was talking about we can make her really scrawny. Like, she's got, like, no fat on her. She's really skinny. But I was thinking, look at this. Her skirt can, like, fill up a ton of room. Like that. The straps come down. Something like that. And maybe she's got, like, bigger hands, maybe, to compensate for her skinnier body. So maybe something like that. When I grow up, I want to be like you. Oh, thank you. Well, hopefully, unlike me, you'll be able to get a job in the animation industry before you hit 20. And then we'll maybe give her, like, really big... Well, here's what we can do. This is something I actually didn't think about too much. Since she's got a lot of leg room here, maybe what we can do is, like, maybe give her some, like, bigger boots or something. That might be kind of a funny idea. So, give her some boots. Hey, Frank, 0% body fat. Yeah. Playing GTA 4 right now. Very epic. Great stream. The best stream, I'm told. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you're able to tune in while playing a GTA 4. My streams appeal to all kinds of people. Which is good to know. Never say never. He's still got plenty of time, my friend. Yeah, I've got time. And I'm only just kidding, you know. Like, it's not a big deal. I actually think it's best to just, like, not get your feet in the water, like, immediately anyway. You know, figure out what you want to do first. And then maybe we can give her leggings, and they can be kind of, like, you know, striped, but, like, maybe one can be bigger than the other. So, this is what we kind of got going on here. This is something that I'm actually kind of digging. You got these, like, curves that kind of come in, and then they come out. They come in, they come out, like that. If you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Same with the shoes even, like that. There's something kind of nice about that contrast, when you got, like, the lines coming in, and then you kind of have, like, a break in the middle, and then they curve out again. Then they come back and then they curve out again. I like the pattern there. So I think, you know what, yeah. I like that. So maybe this is what we'll try next. I'm going to take what I've got. Maybe do a couple of poses or something like that. So we'll copy that into its own layer. Actually just clear that out of the way because I think I've got something I really like. What's up with this random dot? Get out of here. Alright. Let's maybe do a couple of poses with her. Shall we? Miss this cat that literally rubs his head against my leg. Aw, man. Really sorry to hear about your cat, man. That's pretty tough stuff. Probably gonna work in Japan. The coffee in Brazil is too expensive. Learn something new every day. So we'll do the circle head. Maybe have like an upwards angle, maybe. Have the cheek up here. the chin coming down. One thing that I learned that kind of was like a eye-opener for me when I was like figuring out how to draw human heads, which I'm still figuring out obviously, was like, oh yeah, the bottom of the chin technically connects up with the neck. That was something it didn't occur to me right away, but better late than never, as they say. So I'll try to get something figured out here. Maybe she's got her legs crossed this way or something. Kind of like that. Again, just like her arms will give her some really scrawny legs. They're almost like skeletal. Got the skirt coming down like so. Kind of like that, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, the hair is a good choice. I agree. I think I nailed the hair right away, which is really awesome. Love the shape language. Thank you. That's something that I'm really aiming to get better at with my character designs, because that's definitely not something I've been terribly good at. I feel like, especially with my human characters, like Joe, Maggie, Sadie, Charles, all those guys, like, with a few exceptions, they almost all have the same body type and the same sort of like design pattern to them, which, I mean, they don't necessarily look bad, but they don't have a lot of variety, and their designs aren't very intentional as a result. So that's something that I really want to work on and figure something out there, because I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of cool like character design like possibilities and opportunities there. Please write the name of the drawing program. This is Paint Tool Sci is the program I'm using. Turns out it's actually the farmer's cat that my mom is friends with. Cat's so easy to please, I love him. Aw. Lumberjack bot? Kinda. A little bit. We'll make her arms really scrawny. Something like that. Yeah. I think this is going to help out a lot with the silhouette. Having these like really nice long limbs. Little chest there. There we go. Put the skirt right there. And then maybe her sleeves can be really out too. Maybe we want a little less elbow. It does make her look a little older. What a beautiful girl. We should make cartoon series with this design. I've always thought that Violet would be good for like one short film. But other than that, like, I'm not really sure what else I'd do with her, because I've only had like one story in mind with her. But yeah, I'll definitely think of something. I want to put my designs to good use. Yeah, maybe she's got something kind of like that. Straps coming down. Like so. Get the skirt indication there. Oh, I can't forget about the choker. That really adds a lot. Nice visual interest, in her neck area. Get her eyes in there, her wide eyes. Maybe she's like looking up. I do like the thin, thin eyelashes and the eyebrows too. I think it helps out a little bit. But yeah, maybe that's like part of her character too. She like looks really cute when she's quite literally the opposite. Maybe that's what we can do. But this is definitely closer to what I'm looking for. Like, I like this. So, yeah, we've made some progress today. We'll do that. Noticing the round face, the limbs, and straight, pointy clothes. Nice contrast. Yeah, thank you. If I can get those contrasts in there, they'll add a lot of visual interest. Nice dynamics, So, I think with this drawing, she might be a little bit too tall. I wonder if I can maybe, like, well, I think here's a problem. Let's scale down her, like, forearms a little bit. Yeah, that's... Oh. It just literally just undid all that. There we go. That feels a little better. Okay. Ooh, we gotta add that mascara. Almost forgot about that. So, I'm really liking this. This is definitely... We're heading in the right direction. Yeah, this is definitely more of what I'm wanting. So, yeah. Awesome. Now, it's 2:08, so I kind of want to get to the second character now. But this is really great. I like it. So, that's good. I'll do some more experimenting with her in my spare time. But I think I'm finding something that's really nice. So, okay, cool. We've made some nice strides there. So let's go to our next character. Which is technically... we'll call him Johnny for now, I don't care. Now, this is technically a character I really haven't had. It's actually fairly recent. It's more so just a caricature of somebody that I knew that I want to make a character, more or less. So, I do not have a Discord server. Is that something you all would be interested in? Because I could make a Discord server. I think that might be kind of fun. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I should have not named him Johnny. Alright, whatever. Anyway, so I actually dug up some sketch pages from this one's actually almost from 2 years ago now. So, I've stopped using Discord now, gotcha. So, working at Walmart for 2 years, I've known some pretty eccentric people. One of those people was this guy right here. I won't give his name out, obviously. He was one of the coaches. He was the coach on Stocking 1. He was... Oh my gosh, he was the most, like, in-your-face, like, egotistical coach, like, the, like, authoritative figure you could ever imagine, but he was also, like... like, he was never funny, but he tried to be funny all the time. He just thought he was the greatest thing ever. He thought he represented Walmart. Like, he was Walmart. But yeah, he was just... he kind of... I think the best way I can describe how he looked was like, he looked like he was like a middle-aged man in his 80s. Because, I mean, he was middle-aged. I think he was like in his 50s, but like, his hair, you could tell, was barely like hanging on. He had a lot of like white facial hair. And like, he kind of had a beer gut starting to form in. But he was just the oddest person. You thought he was... Was he also a voice actor? I might know him too. Oh, gotcha. Okay. There's just a separate conversation going in chat that I'm missing. But I really wanted to make this guy a character of mine because he left the company like a year ago. He moved elsewhere. So now I have no fear of getting in trouble. Just kidding. But I've only really ever done like caricatures from memory of this guy. But I want to actually make him a character. So I'm not really going to go out of my way as for research, because I just kind of want to get a look for what this guy looked like in my mind, you know, and try to make a fun design based off that. So we're just going to go all out with the face shapes and try to find something that's kind of fun. It's definitely, that was towards you a bit, so obviously someone else. Oh. Okie doke. So here's what we're going to do. Let's try. He had a very square head. At least from my memory he did. I feel like I gotta like have his cheekbone in there because he had so many wrinkles on his face because he kept smiling. No matter what mood how he really was, like whether he was angry or ticked off, he was always smiling. A model employee for sure. Yeah, we'll give him like a kind of a long neck here. I kind of remember him having a kind of a nice big chiseled nose like this. Although I'm trying to like remember what he looks like, I really also want to get the character, like the egotistical kind of side of him in here. I just gotta figure out how to do that. He always had these duck lips. He always had the duck lips. Is it better or worse than a football head? You know, I'm gonna try that next. We're gonna do a football head next and see if that's a good shape for him. Give him like kind of eyes like this. He always kind of dazed off too, kind of like this, but he had a good amount of wrinkles. Give him that facial hair. Eyebrows like so. I don't remember like what his ears were, so we're just gonna draw some ears here. We'll just do that for now. I don't know why I remember this smile. Or Stevie Griffin? I think that's Stewie Griffin. Not Stevie. When you say Stevie, I think of a very different Stevie. Several different Stevies, actually. His hair was Stewie. There you go. There you go. So like I said, his hair was kind of decayed, but it always shot upwards like that. And then he had some more frilly type stuff in the back. And then of course we get to like, you know, the actual body and stuff, but okay, we're just gonna focus on like the face for now. Getting something with that, right? But you know what? Let's try a football head next. Something like this. I didn't have it sideways because he was definitely more taller looking. And we're not going for a Hey Arnold look right here. We'll get that nose in again. Maybe I'll have it like flatter like this. Something kind of long. Let's try the... How would the duck lips look if they were a bit more further out? Because that was a key part of this guy. Were the duck lips. He always had his lips protruding a little bit. So, I kind of want to do, like, yeah, looser hairs like that. I got a question. What's your favorite cartoons? I've got tons of favorites. I really do. I guess just to simplify it, though, like, I'll go by, like, favorites by, like, type. So if we're talking about, like, what I'm assuming you're talking about, like, TV cartoons, I would say stuff like Looney Tunes, Ren and Stimpy, Animaniacs, Wander Over Yonder has been a huge favorite forever. Really like The Muppet Show. Star vs. Forces of Evil I have a really soft spot for, with no one else really seems to. But that's okay. For animated movies, almost anything from Studio Ghibli ranks in my top favorites, but I think my favorites of theirs are The Wind Rises, Kiki's Delivery Service, when Marnie was there. Really underrated, that movie. Y'all should watch that one. Princess Mononoke. The Cat Returns. That's like the only Ghibli I grew up with was The Cat Returns, so it has a bit of a soft spot, but it is really fantastic. Otherwise, Fantasia is really great. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a real favorite of mine. And some other like indie type films like Boy in the World, Ernest and Celestine. Some of the Wes Anderson stuff like Isle of Dogs and Fantastic Mr. Fox. I could really go on, but yeah, like I said, I got tons of favorites, so I could really talk forever. But those are just a few of them. Okay, so actually, who suggested the football thing? ROM Master. I actually think I might go with this football head. It really feels right to me. It really does feel right for the kind of character I'm trying to get. Like, this feels good. It's got a nice rhythm to it. Now I think I'm gonna start playing with some of the features on the face. Let's see. So let's maybe try giving him like a bigger forehead, maybe? Because he had a bit of a forehead like underneath his hair, you know. So I want to try that next. And then maybe we'll try some expressions. Maybe I'll do like some quick body tests for like what I want for them or something. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the football head is just perfect. And we'll do the side view again, just to simplify it. So maybe we'll put his face down here. Really make his lips protrude down here. I think there's some nice rhythm going on with the chin just kind of coming in like that along the football. I like the ears on this one better though. It makes him look a little older. So we're gonna try to mimic something. So like something a little bit more square-ish. Get that earlobe in there. Like so. I like get his nose really low too. Because I think I do prefer the blockier nose too. But maybe we can reach like some sort of middle ground. But I feel the further I pull his lips, the better he looks, which is a little sad. We have to lower his nose a little bit. If we made his eyes a little bit flatter like this. Give him like smaller pupils maybe. Like so. Can't forget about the cheeks he had. Like so. The only answer. Make him a duck. Make him a duck, yep. Make him more smug. Yeah, you're right. He's looking too in his own head right now. We need to like really up his cockiness. That was a great call. That was a really great call. Okay. So we'll do this. Yeah. We'll give him like tons of wrinkles. We'll see how that looks. We'll give him a really big forehead. We'll like get his decaying hair here. Make it a little thinner. You mean I think you mean like the DreamWorks look, the DreamWorks face. It fits this guy really well actually. Now we just gotta make him look like, you know, have a front view where he's doing that. Yeah, DreamWorks, that one, not not Dreamcast. Oh my gosh. It might be a bit too much, but at the same time, it's really funny. Give him a bald spot. Like maybe at like the top of his head, he's a bit bald, like something like that. He's got like little flicks of hair on the front, like so. It's kind of like that, just kind of branching off the front. But otherwise, he's got a bald spot elsewhere. I like this. Okay. This is turning out great. Alright. Okay, so here's what we'll do now. So yeah, take this as a lesson, folks. You can literally go in any place you want to with character design. There are no limits. And that's something I really want to get better with too, is really pushing. To really push those designs, get really crazy with proportions, and just go nuts. Like, have no fear, do not stay in your comfort zone, try stuff. Which I think is something I've definitely kind of failed at for a long time. Okay, so how about we try this now? I want to give him a really big chin. Let's try that. Because I kind of like the forehead look, but what if he had a really big chin instead? Average 30-year-old in 2025. If you remove the fringe, you're gonna have a generic dad from Disney. Do all Disney dads have like really intensely large foreheads like this? I wanna live in a world where that's the case. Okay. So we'll get the nose in there again. We're gonna try a different angle. I think the bigger his top lids are, the smugger looking he is, you know? The bigger top lids he's got. Gotta obviously add some wrinkles there. So now he's like looking down on you. So now we're gonna have his ear like all the way up here. Like so. Reminds me of that office guy from The Incredibles. Oh my gosh, you're so right. Yeah, whatever. No, this is just what I'm drawing here, guys, is just an Incredibles reject. That's exactly what's going on here. It looks like a weird love child between that office guy and then like Bernie. You know, later in the movie. Okay, so we'll give him this. I mean, I'm not crazy about this right away, but like maybe once we add that chin, maybe, because he had a really big chin. Get those duck lips in there. I'm like stretching them out further every single time. Wow, okay. This might be a bit much. Look at that! Look at that chin! Oh, that's way too big. It really doesn't look like him anymore, if I'm being honest. Like, oh my gosh. What is this? Yeah, making him balding is actually the way to go. Yeah, because he's an older guy. Yeah, we're definitely not going with a larger chin. I like the forehead a little bit better. But you know what? This was worth trying. This was worth trying. The experimentation is good. Alright, so we got 5 minutes before we're really going to get started on the rapid fire character design suggestions. So let's maybe take some time to figure out like what I'd want with like a body shape for him. Being kind of like a middle-aged egomaniac. So we got his football head, like so. His face line, let's keep it like that for now. He's got maybe like a neck. That comes in like so. Be a little skinnier, but then maybe we can give it like a bigger body type. We'll give him bigger arms because for some reason, like, any manager in any grocery store has like really big hairy arms. I really don't know why. It's just kind of how it is. So we'll give him this. Maybe before we add the arms, we'll like figure out. So like I said, he kind of had a beer gut, so maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe he's just like leaning forward a little bit, you know. Maybe because of the weight of his the weight of his stomach. Also just kind of makes him look a little funnier. That's really what we're going for here. Is funny. Okay, so something about that feels okay. Let's maybe try a side view, see if I can get something a little bit better looking. So we got the football head. Like so. Have the side view there. That face line. Shrink that up. I haven't been gushing about it too much, but I've only recently been using this brush tool. Also one that I've had like ever since I've had Psy, but I've never even bothered using. It is such a godsend, man. I love this thing. It's very light, it blends easy, and it's very easy to like, you know, get in and like really darken certain areas you really want to, or like just get really rough and nitty gritty at the same time. It's awesome. So maybe with his legs. Okay, you know what? Maybe here's how we'll do it. Because this is another observation that I've had working at Walmart, you know. All these managers seem to have their hands in their pockets all the time. And I've thought about, well, maybe if I made this guy a character, he can have his hands in his pockets 24/7. Like, he does not take his hands out of his pockets. He does everything with his hands in his pockets. Like, literally everything. No exceptions. Let your imagination run wild with that. Okay, so maybe something like that, you know. So very much like a bean shape, so we're definitely going with something a little bit more cartoony. But these are just generally a little bit more cartoony what we're going for there, so that works out. Giving him rounded shoulders would make this more realistic. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. There we go. We'll make him like, give him really broad shoulders. But maybe we can give him like an Adam's apple or something. Something like that, maybe. Game changer might say, do you actually have hands? Or hiding your stubs. That would actually be really funny. If that's just like how his arms work. Like he's just got, like, he's literally just got, like this is his hand right here. Or arm. He's got no hands. And it's literally just a clean shaven, like shiny little stub that he's got. Like that. He just keeps his hands, like his arms in his pockets because he don't have hands. That's amazing. But like maybe he uses them to like drive them into nails or something. Like if he's like hammering like a nail in or something, like maybe he uses his stub. Okay. Like this is his forearm there. And then we'll have like his arm here. Have his arm hairs. Something like that. He lost them in Iraq, okay. Yeah, that's the lore. That's the lore, yep. Brilliant. Did you look for them? Okay. So, I like the progress that we made with this guy. I'm definitely going to mess with him a little bit more. Because, I mean, I'd still like to mess with different body types and maybe see if there's more potential ideas I can do with the face. But I think I'm in a really good spot with getting a really funny design out of him. Out of this man, so I'm quite happy. So, those are the two characters that I really wanted to get at, or spend some time with, and really sort of play around with character design and whatnot. And it is currently 2:32, which means it's time for some rapid fire character design prompts. So if you guys have any ideas for random characters that I could design on the spot, put them in chat right now. It is time for the rapid fire character design game. Let me just get a separate folder ready. Okay. I'll just call it rapid fire. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna do the first suggestion and then go from there. Okay, child rock star. Okay, so let's start off with that. I don't know, is there any like rock star kind of like typical images that I can maybe get up? Or like certain outfits? 'Cause that might be kind of nice. I just keep getting images of the energy drink, and this is not very helpful. Okay, some of these are really dumb. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll go with this. We'll just have that in the corner as reference. Alright, let's get going. You guys have a lot of suggestions, but I'm going to try to do these very quickly. So, you know what? We're going to make him... You know, I just feel like a chubbier kid for now. Because, you know, sometimes I think it's kind of typical when we think of like rock stars. They're pretty slim, pretty well built for the most part if we're going typical. But what if it was just some random kid, like some random like kindergarten kid? It just so happened to be a little bit heavier set that maybe all the popular kids don't really consider cool, but you know, he started a rock star career and he ended up being the coolest in the block. So give him the glasses. I really like this like bandana on this kid here, so we're gonna go with that. Oh, guys are going nuts, and I think that's awesome. So we'll give him the hair. Give him that nice bandana. We'll give him like a chubby nose, you know, or you know, something soft. It ain't really looking too kid-like at the moment. I gotta figure out what to do with that. Maybe I have to make him a little bit more squished. We're extending him. If we do something like that, I think he's got too much of a beer gut going on. We need to make him a little bit more pudgier. Give him that. Yeah, we're kind of getting there now. This is like Carl Weezer, The Good Ending, or something like that. We'll give him the fancy guitar. Let's do something really quick. Something like this. Then we'll have the strings attached and all that. I think we just need to give him a smaller nose. Yeah, there we go. Then I think I'm going to bring his mouth higher up still. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, we're getting there. Have like his shirt like this. Have give him like pudgy little fingers. There we go. Have his little pudgy hands up here. And we'll get like those tattoos just kind of roughed out in his forearms. Get that brace in there. Make him look like an adult, actually. Well, some kids can have like pretty big chins, I think. I think, you know, giving him a little bit a simpler body shape is helping a little bit. Like, I think he's definitely looking a little younger now. Okay. That's the first one. So, okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, cool. Next one. Rockstar kid grown and washed out. Okay, deceased ghost princess. Sure, we'll do that. Here's some quick reference for like a Oh, I was gonna look up Ghost Princess online, but it's actually an Adventure Time character. But I don't think I really need to look up reference for this. I think I can kind of get the gist of it. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll get the head in there. Maybe look a little bit more like, yeah, oval shaped there. Maybe it's like a downwards angle. Maybe she's like pleading for something. Like she's dead. She's like, please bring me back to life. I gotta get the like quarter-pound Burger King meal off my bucket list. That was one of the weirder jokes I've made. Not because it's like inappropriate or anything, but like it's like the punchline is nothing. So do something like that. Maybe like, yeah, in the eyes there. Maybe she's like, we're like looking like on top of her. So she'd like kind of be going inwards like this. But maybe she's just like some normal princess that's just a ghost. Like the typical kind of princess. Something like this. And maybe she's got ears kind of like so. We gotta make sure like she actually has the kind of ghost shape on the bottom of her skirt though, so something like kind of like this. There we go. Then she's kind of getting the look now. Get this kid Rockstar out of here. We don't need him. Then maybe we'll like do some like erasing on the eyes there. Something like that, maybe? Okay, cool. Alright, next one. I'm going back quite a bit. Ninja dinosaur robot? Sure. Let's crank that out. Put you in the... put you in the corner like that. Let's just get a new tab here. Okay. So Dinosaur Ninja. It's gotta be a raptor, right? So I'm gonna try to do like a quick raptor here. Apparently it's a robot too. So here's what we'll do. We'll do that. We'll shine on his face. I'm kind of just like improvising here because I'm not really sure like where to go with this. Okay, maybe what we need to do we need to give him a bandana, obviously. So something like this maybe. I should have really given him like a face mask or something. But here's what I'll do instead. We'll give him like a full on like ninja gated kind of outfit going on here. Then we'll have that little tiny hand. Here's what we'll do. We'll make him like claws. Like that. Okay, I could probably go back down. I'll do a fan art with one Vicar just because I love your style and the animation. Oh, thank you. I probably should keep up with these comments here. I'm just so focused on getting these done as, quickly. Because it's all part of the course. Okay, that's the second arm. Maybe do it like this. Yeah, there we go. Just doing this really quickly. Like maybe he's got like gears. Like he's got tons of different panels on his face. Got like a face panel down there. He's basically got like a steam engine on his face. Got like hinges. But he's also a ninja, so he's got that nice stealthy attire going on here. Nice stealthy headband. Color this in quick. Okay, coolio. There's a dinosaur ninja robot. The about to lose my butler with a fancy fur jacket. You guys are going absolutely nuts right now, and I'm all for it. A Terminator who terminates contracts. So you want me to just draw David Suslav? No, we could. That's a funny idea. Well, let's actually do something like that. So we'll make it like this peak. Well, I'm glad you think it's peak. So we'll give him a tiny head. We'll make him like really big suited, because the big suits. We'll make him a businessman. Maybe he's like some sort of like tough lawyer or something. I don't know. Give him really big fists. Stocky legs again, though. But he's like kind of leaning like this. Because I probably should arc his head like that. Maybe he's got like his coat kind of comes out. His collar comes out like so. He's a really big guy. This ain't turning out too good if I'm being honest. Like, not my best work for rushing. I was thinking Terminator. Oh, Terminator in a suit. Well, we're gonna go with this now, I guess. That's okay. I actually like this idea anyway, so we're gonna go full force with it. He's got a big chin, maybe it arches like that. Let's get rid of the hair. Oh, I don't like the hair too much. That's why I wanted to get rid of the hair. That's exactly why I wanted to get rid of the hair. Okay, we'll just make him bald. Like, I knew the moment I drew that hair, I was gonna get a comment just like, yo, is that Trump? The president guy? Okay, make him bald like that, and then lasers. He's destroying the contract. Got flying pieces everywhere. Something like that. Okay, there's that. Might be good to avoid commentations. Might invite the wrong people. Yeah, I will not speak of any opinions whatsoever. I refuse. Okay, overconfident actor, actress, and influencer guru. Okay, we can do that. Can't wait for my request. Anyways, Rhythm Heaven is back. Yeah, I saw that in the Nintendo Direct today. Quite surprised by that. No Silksong though. No Hollow Knight Silksong. Okay, so here's what we'll do with the influencer. Now, I think I've got some experience with influencer type characters, so I think this one might be easy. But we'll stretch even farther with it here. We'll go a little bit cracked with this. Like, there's gonna be no mercy. We're gonna make the lips really, really protrude on her. We're just gonna focus on like making her kind of hideous, because that's just how we roll here. Q drawn with a boar's eye. I don't know what a boar's eye is. Okay, well, like, yeah, sure, give her like the flat head and then the poofy ponytail, I guess. Sure, we'll go with that. And then the really crazed outfit we'll go with. Have that. I'm just going really quick here. They will have her like hold her phone, kind of like this. I don't really like how that the hips and the bum are turning out. That might be better. It's actually a good design. Thank you. I appreciate it. Give her really long, like, sharp fingers, because, it's kind of what we're going for here. She's got, like, belly button up there. The really short hoodies that really annoy me for some reason. I don't know why. That. Then we'll do something like that. You know what? Sure, that works out. Okay, next one. I dropped my pen. I keep dropping my pen. A rat with a beanie and jewelry? So, like, what, Biggie Cheese? Yeah, sure. Let's see if I can fit this rat in, like, one of the smaller pages here. Okay, it's 252. As customary, I might go a little over, as I usually do. But give him like a really smug look. Like he's just the coolest. He's like the coolest rat on the block. He's got all the goods. Maybe his ears are down. Kind of like that. But otherwise, we'll have him hunched over. Like that. Nice big arc there. Trying to get that rat sitting down shape that I want. So it actually looks like a rat. Because it's very easy to make a rat look like a mouse, which, you know. But maybe he's got like jewelry on his fingers. In fact, I think I'll have him show some of his jewelry, like so. Like that, yeah, there we go. He's just really glammed out. And then like some rings on his hand. He's got like a necklace with all sorts of different jewels on him. Yeah, I gotta actually get him his legs in there. Can't have a rat without legs. Or feet for that matter. We'll have his tail kind of under, I guess. Like this. Alright, cool. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. Oh, crap! A rat! Anyway. I should have added that to my soundboard. A cockroach playing the saxophone. Let's go. Let's definitely... We're doing that. I realize I've been heavily underutilizing my soundboard, so, there's that. Okay. So, okay, cockroach playing a saxophone. I might have to look up a cockroach. Because I wanna get the look of a cockroach right. I really like... Oh, get ready, guys. Cockroach jump scare. Up, and I'm expanding him everywhere. Okay. So... there's our roach. What did I do with the brush? There we go. So, try to like... Oh, I need a saxophone too! Just a funny thing, I like how... when I was looking up cockroach, like one of the first search results that popped up was... I just copy and pasted the same cockroach again. I'm sorry. But anyway, one of the search results was, like, cockroaches in Wisconsin... What? Okay. Cockroaches in Wisconsin. This image is really big. And I'm wondering who the heck is looking up cockroaches in Wisconsin. Like,
Huh?
huh? Okay. So we'll try to get a general shape here. This very well may or may not be the last one I do before I call it a day. We'll see. I might do a couple of more. I might like look through the rest of them and see if there's one I really like. We'll have like a soul cockroach. Like he's really into the sax. He's a professional jazz player. Been in the business for years. I feel like I gotta add a little bit more to the cockroach though. So it's not literally just a cockroach playing the saxophone, like it's an actual character cockroach playing the sax. So let's figure this out. I mean, I don't mind just like doing this, right? But I want to do something with that face. Top hat, great idea. I was actually just thinking about something like that. Like, he needs a hat. So we'll do that. Stevie Wonder? Stevie Wonder Roach? I should have been drawing this cockroach with a harmonica. Maybe next time. Maybe it's like an old timer cockroach. He's got like heavy eye bags going on. I'll put that under here. Maybe we'll like make his legs actually a little bit more like a cockroach. Like something like that, and same with the arms. Bow tie? Oh, maybe let's give him like a nice fancy suit or something. Something like, yeah, that's all coming together now. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. There we go. This is beautiful. Okay, I'm not going to draw all the individual compartments to the saxophone, so we're just going to add details. Like so. Just really roughly. Okay, there you go. There's your, like killer kick-butt musician cockroach. Now, it is 2:59. Should I do one more? Yes, I'm going to do one more. Okay. Crazy CEO with a cowboy hat and a peg leg. Okay, I like that idea. Let's do that. Some crazed CEO with a cowboy hat and a peg leg. So let's see if I can do this. So here's what I'll do. I'll give him like a really big nose, but we really want to give him a really big fat jowl. Because, you know, it's what I think about when I think of like big, rich CEO. It's just big jowls, big cheeks. You know what? Yeah, I'm liking where this is heading. We'll give him a really tiny mouth. Give him like that sort of look to his mouth. He's got a really tiny mouth. There we go. He's got really tiny eyebrows, but he's still got that cowboy hat. A really long one though. He's got something along that line. Don't like that too much. There we go. Have that on there. Jack Horner, is that you? No, this is not Jack Horner. He's got ears like this, but his neck is still like right there. Maybe he's got like really big, tiny arms. Kind of like this. Like so. And then the tie is like down here somewhere. We'll give him a mustache, I guess. Just kind of a crazy one. Really stubby fingers. It's like the gloves they got at Glove World in SpongeBob. Like that. It's got a wide body like so. I have the peg leg right here. It's just really it's really bulbous for some reason. I'll put it like that. Yeah, something along that line. But he still wears pants. So no, he doesn't. He has like a really specialty pair of shorts that has like one pant leg on one side and one not on the other. He's got like really scrawny legs under his big fat pants. Something like this. He's still got like his slippers from that morning on. He was just that much in a hurry. Or maybe it's his wife's shoe or something. I don't know. You decide. Okay. I think we can still do something with that cowboy hat. So let's do something with that cowboy hat. Like, I feel like I want to make it even bigger. Well, now that's just a sombrero. Only one pant. Exactly, so it's like... It's a pair of pant. Not necessarily like typical pants. Okay. I'll make the hat a little floppy, I guess. You know what? Yep, there he is. Such a interesting specimen for sure. Maybe his wardrobe is a little bit... No, we'll give him pockets at least. There we go. Pockets like so. We'll make them simple. They're down here. There we go. Okay, it's 3:05. So technically we're going over time. How many characters have I actually designed though? Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more. And I'm probably gonna redo this guy because he's disgusting looking. And then we'll call it a day. So, do you live stream when you animate? I haven't done anything like that before, but I've currently got a project in the works, wink wink nudge nudge, that I probably will stream once I start properly working on that, so stay tuned for that. I probably will do stuff like that. I'm just gonna choose 2 suggestions that look I really like. Accountant who keeps track of the stonk market. Beautiful. Ooh, very skinny, obsessive Star Wars fanatic. We'll do that one. French word Sam, and French philosopher wearing a salmon suit. I love that. Ooh. Okay, so I think we're gonna do. Man, it's very impossible for me to make decisions. We'll do the punk wine tester, and then we'll do the scrawny Star Wars fanatic. So let's do those two now. We'll give those guys their own page. Close that out. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make these quick. Why does it keep unfolding the pages like that? There we go. Alright, it's just gonna keep them open, I guess. That's fine. So I think with this guy, I kind of want to make his head look a little C-3PO-ish, since he is a Star Wars fanatic. Like, maybe he's got glasses that kind of look like this. And then he's got, like, a mouth like this or something. He's got really big ears, though, because, you know, he's got to listen on to whatever, like, geekery is going on right next to him, if he's at, like, some sort of, like, sci-fi convention or whatever. But he's got really crazy hair. This is actually kind of looking more like Waldo. Please don't tell me somebody's left a comment about that. Oh, okay, no, good. I would just say draw Eric Butts, but he's not really scrawny. I actually don't know who that is, but I can picture it. So we'll give him crazy hair, because I kind of want him to look more like a young, scrawny kid, like a teenager or something. But like, we'll make him scrawny. Maybe he's holding. What could he be holding? Oh, he's cradling his Lego Death Star. We'll have him do that. Just really quickly draw up a Death Star. It really doesn't look like a Death Star, but you know, whatever. That one guy who made that reaction to. Oh. Well, I guess I'm going to have to look that up because I don't really know what that's referencing particularly. I'm assuming when you say that reaction, probably doesn't mean a good one. If I were to take a guess. You don't have to dispel it if that's the case. I can figure that out on my own. He has his legs spread out, because, you know. Maybe he's sitting down. He's sitting down on some desk, or like some bench, with his Millennium Falcon. He's got some crazy shorts. Not really getting the look I want. Trying to figure out how to like draw these shorts. Another future goal of mine, figure out, get better at like 3-dimensional drawing. Okay. We'll give him a Yoda shirt. He just wears a t-shirt. That's literally all he wears. Okay. We'll draw like the front. Draw the back of it, I guess, because we want it to be like kind of 3-dimensional. Something like that. There we go. Yeah, we gotta add that Yoda shirt. Like that. There it is. And then we'll have him say something like, what are we going to have Yoda say? Eat. Eat you must. Consume protein and fibers you shall, yes? There we go. Alright, scrawny Star Wars kid. And now we're gonna do the punk wine tester. So what do, like, wine testers even look like? No, get the AI out of here. So I think what I want to do here is I want to make, like, some fancy looking guy who's holding up a thing of wine. Like, maybe that's his chin or something. Maybe he's looking up at it. He has, like, a little bit further down that way. But, like, maybe he's, like, a fancier looking dude. He's got, like, he's got that contemplative eye. He did the thing. Yeah, sure did the thing. He looks like an average Star Wars fan. It's beautiful. I should know because I was that Star Wars fan for a little while. I honestly haven't thought about Star Wars in ages. I personally, I think my favorite piece of Star Wars media, out of all things, is the Case of the Origami Yoda books. If anybody even knows what those are, I lived off those books for like a good part of my childhood. I don't know if anybody remembers those, but those books were... they're actually really funny. They're pretty endearing. Yeah. Yeah, we'll give him like a dainty chin, like that. Something kind of that nature. This dude is looking very Chuck Jones-esque in a great way. Well, that is a huge compliment. Because I really loved myself some Chuck Jones. I've actually been watching through the Looney Tunes Golden Collection DVD set during lunch at work. You know, because I just drive back home whenever it's lunchtime since, you know, like I said, only like a mile and a half away. One of the better decisions I've made, I think. I've been just having an absolute blast. You know what? We're going to add this guy to his own layer. I think it'll be easier to work with. So we'll have him hold the wine glass. Like this. There we go. Expanded universe? Hey fellas. Hey Shirta boy, I am taking rapid fire drawing requests sort of things. But we're kind of dying down here. I'm just finishing up this one. Gonna touch up another one because I said I would. And then we're probably gonna call it a day. I don't really like the hand here. Or like the arm. Trust me, folks, I've been mixing up arm and hand my entire life. I don't think that part of me will ever change. Yeah, we're just doing some quick character designs right now. How does one hold a wine glass? We'll do it like this for now. Sure. So I'm drawing just like a really normal, gentleman-looking, like very uptight sort of person at the moment. But trust me, you won't expect it. You won't be ready for this. I'll have to get like his cuff there. Like so. Alright, here we go. This is where we're gonna start going crazy. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. You guys are waiting for the punk part. Here it is. A little bit of a cut there. Maybe some hair down here. Just playing the buy-in of Isaac at the moment. Huh. No baguette drawn. Very unrealistic of a French man. I'm very sorry. How could I forget such an integral thing? So we'll give him, like, an ear piercing. Like, we'll try to get that in there. We're gonna have, like, a crazy, like, sort of quickly sketched out tattoo on the side of his neck right here. And then we're gonna give him... We're gonna give him mascara. Because why not? But we're keeping the mustache, though. We're keeping the mustache. And then he has more crazy, like, tattoos going on his head. Or whatever, on his forehead. There we go. Oh, it's Billy Joe Armstrong. I guess so. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna have to look that up. He's got painted nails. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. I should probably end it there. There you go. There's your punk wine tester. There he is. There we go. Okay, so let me look up this guy. Yeah, kinda. If Billy Joe Armstrong had a mustache, and he was French. Okay. Let's redo this man, because I do not like it, but we're gonna reinterpret it as something different. So, for some reason, I kind of like the idea of like having this sort of like very plain and simple looking mechanical man like destroy like legal documents. So we're gonna try to go for that look again. Something very robotic. I'm just kind of going into my own thing now. But we'll give him we'll still give him a big chin. Give him a little nose. But like I like these dark eyes. Makes him look terrifying. That's exactly what we're going for. And then we'll do the not political figure hair. There we go. There's your head. They will do like mechanical parts, kind of like this, like maybe across his chin. Give it some form. It's absolutely perfect. Okay, and then we'll really beef him up. He's got like Hulk arms almost. But we'll make him like actual arms this time. He's very rigid, very square. Reminds me of the whole website of Newgrounds. Well, I'm very happy to hear that. Even though I'm not necessarily a creature of Newgrounds, I really do love the community down there. I've actually thought about making an account. It feels like it's kind of my place to be. There we go. This is feeling a lot better than the other one. There's like absolutely no weight or no like nothing really going for me with the last attempt. So, you know what? I'm glad I went and redid this. even if it's eating up precious streaming time. Precious. I say precious, but it's not really precious. This is looking way better. Can make a video game that was anything you wanted, what would it be? That is a really great question. I've thought about, it's either got to be like two things for me. One, it's either got to be like some like Metroidvania platformer thing. So maybe something like along the lines of Hollow Knight. Or it's got to be like one of those classic LucasArts point-and-click adventure games. Because that would be really fun to do. Because I probably wouldn't have to think nearly as much about the gameplay as like all the presentation stuff, like the art direction and the the drawings and the animations and the writing. So I think that would be my go-to personally. But I don't know. It's kind of a flip-flop between those two. Okay, I'm really liking this now. Holy crap. I got really glad that I went back and did this over. Because it's really a lot better than the first time. So he's got the lasers again. And we're going to make this look like a little bit more like a burnt contract. That's like, or a contract that's in the middle of getting burnt. Yeah. Egypt is built different. What?
Huh?
What does that mean? Okay, that's actually looking a lot better. And there you go. There goes your grandfather's will. Hope you didn't miss it too much. Okay, so how many characters is that then? That's 1, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I missed these two. 9, 10. Okay. Then you know what? I think that's a pretty good turnout for all these. I may or may not come back and touch some of these up a little bit and post them. We'll see how that goes, depending on like the time that I have on my plate. But that was pretty darn fun. I think I got a good amount done in a short amount of time, even though I did go a little over, as I typically do. But you know what? That's okay. That's alright. You should maybe go finish that point-and-click adventure game. I know we all have, like, tight schedules, and, our times for availability can be a little very flexible. Normal part in Egypt is that you would see a literal gorilla dancing with Batman and Ben 10 in all his glory breakdancing. What's the context? What? Are we talking bootlegs here, or what's the deal? Anyway, whatever. Otherwise, I was able to kind of hone in on several characters I've been meaning to design and reinvent a little bit, so that was kind of nice. That felt good. So, I think I got a decent amount done this time around. Context doesn't exist? Okay, I'm cool with that. Otherwise, that's all I had planned for our time here. It's just all of that stuff. Just throwing some random words at this point. I don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah, this was a ton of fun. It was definitely different than what I'm used to doing. And I think it might have confused some people, during the beginning. I'm a she. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The blame's entirely on me. I'm sorry, staying stuck. What's normal here? Okay. No, I believe you. I believe you. You're all good. But, anyways, this was really great. I'm definitely gonna be trying out more stuff like this on stream. And this was a great way to kind of push myself now that I'm considering character design as a possible career path within animation, of course. But this is like, at the moment, kind of what I'm shooting for, what I'm aiming towards. So yeah, this was a really great time, really great experience, and we drew some pretty amazing things. I don't think anything's really going to be able to top this rat here. But anyways, I should probably skedaddle. I got stuff to do. So I'm not necessarily sure what it's going to be for the next stream. I'll figure it out. But I'm definitely going to be trying all sorts of different types of stuff. And if I can maybe get some special guests in too, that'd be really fun. I don't know. I'll figure out something. But I'll let you all go. I'll get out of here. But thank you all for coming. It was a pretty great afternoon, and I'll talk to you all later. So bye, as they say. Draw Rocco and Buddy Best Ed, please. No, we're ending the stream. Request stream another time. Alright. Adios, folks. Take care.